Welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to send out my shares really quickly. But I hope that you guys have an amazing Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. I felt like today was Tuesday, but got a random little pimple right there. I didn't even notice it earlier. I'm going to have to put something on that, make sure it doesn't leave a scar. But I hope all is well. It's probably for me wearing headbands and everything else, rubbing my hairline. But today we're going to be talking about the symptoms that women are having in reclaiming our feminine blueprint by understanding what these symptoms are really meaning and how we need to get away from all these symptoms that we think are normal and get to the space of recognizing what they mean and getting to the space of learning how to heal them. Because too many of us are sitting out here dealing with these same issues, dealing with fatigue, dealing with mental fog. You're tired, you wake up exhausted, and even though you slept for 8 to 10 hours, you're still exhausted. You have no energy overall, and you feel like your cycle is draining you. These things are caused by this thing is not staying on. Hold on, I gotta fix it. These things are caused by you not listening to your body because it's been speaking to you. It's been whispering to you. And these whispers are becoming screams. And how you know they're becoming screams is because you are tired of managing. You're tired of dealing with the issue of these menstrual cycles that are painful. You are exhausted overall. And since you are living off of coffee or taking 5-hour energies or whatever else, trying to figure out the solution to your problem, these are going to cause you to have more imbalances instead of fixing your problem, which is these symptoms. The symptoms are warning signs to let you know that you are overloaded with inflammation and toxins, because a lot of people are not realizing that when you are dealing with a hormonal imbalance overall, that is causing not only for your brain to be off, but when your brain is off, your gut is off. And so that means your internal organs are working overtime to try to compensate to fix the issue that you're having inside of the gut, inside of the pancreas, inside of the liver, inside of the kidneys, inside of your heart, inside of your brain. And so that working overtime instead of resting and resetting every single night is causing you to be tired when you wake up. The issue of you not realizing what the fatigue, your mood swings, your bloating is the real problem. These symptoms are just the onset to let you know that you have not gotten to the root cause on a root level, on a real baseline level, the foundation. When you look back at all the habits that you have, when you are actually getting to the root cause of the problem, you'll realize that for years on end, you've been throwing off your body. We have been taught and programmed into a society that feeds us lies and not truths when it comes to these symptoms and the system overload that many people are dealing with. They tell us, instead of you actually healing the issue, treat your symptoms. Treat the symptoms and treat them with foreign particles, foreign objects. So take a pill, pop a supplement, deal with your fatigue through you sitting here drinking coffee. Ignore your cramps and use a pain pill. These are all the things that they teach you, each woman here specifically, to manage and make it to the next day so that we can take care of our kids, take care of ourselves, go to work, and etc. So when you realize that the evidence is in the fact that your system is telling you that I can heal myself, you are beautiful and enlightened on the inside, and not only can you heal from the inside out, but you can also feel good with each day that comes by. It's the matter of stopping the overloading your system. When you stop making your system feel overwhelmed, overburdened, and broken, you will no longer be sitting here eating foods that make you inflamed, numbing your nervous system, numbing your immune system, sitting here dealing with endocrine disruptors. You won't be sitting here dealing with skipping meals and chaotic eating patterns and emotional eating or failed fasts because you're not doing it correctly. Or even worse, emotionally guilt tripping yourself for being hungry and shaming yourself for eating, especially binge eating, when you have no nutrients in your food. Because these are all things that you do when you are in survival mode. When you are in fight or flight mode, these are the habits that you have. You overconsume, you binge eat. You don't know how to get enough proper sleep. You sit here and you're overinflamed, so it's going to cause all the different issues when it comes to your hormones being balanced, when it comes to you having mental stability. There are way too many people out here sitting here dealing with anxiety and depression, which are real things. But a lot of you are not realizing that majority of this anxiety and depression that you're feeling isn't because you woke up sad today, but it's because you had no nutrients and you already have to deal with the external stressors. And so the internal stressors are outweighing everything else inside of your body that could be balanced. And so now you're dealing with anxiety. Now you're having panic attacks. Now you're dealing with depression, because your body's in fight or flight mode. That's what happens when your body is internally panicking and you have not helped it heal itself, you have not helped it stabilize itself. You are going to have mental health problems because the instability, the back and forth, that's going to cause you to literally lose your mind, just as well as sugar. Terrible toxic sugars has been linked to Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a product of you literally sitting there causing a overload of toxic chaos to the point where you lose your mind. These things are not separate, but they are a full cycle to make you realize that we have normalized dysfunction. We have normalized this dysfunctional place of being bloated, dealing with PMS, on survival mode. And this hard truth needs to be realized and recognized by women, because we are raising the next generation of women. And we are a generation of women who don't know how to take care of ourselves, who don't know how to sync with our cycle. We're just making it by managing every single day. You are not born to just manage a symptom. You are not born here as a woman to suffer through your hormones. When you master the point of balancing, syncing with your cycle, when you master the point of understanding what food actually does when you use it as medicine, you won't be dealing with all of these things to manage with. You'll realize very quickly that you have been sitting here being trained from a very, very young age how to stay in a chaotic state internally, which is going to lead you to make terrible decisions when it comes to the foods that you eat. Going to make you have terrible cravings. It's going to make you choose all the processed snacks. It's going to make you sit here and go down a path of being insulin resistant. And so thinking about what I talked about today, actually, I sent out a Wellness Wednesday email today. So this email went out today for the people that are on my Wellness Wednesday email list. You saw it first. They were talking about on National Women's Health Week, how they were starting to promote and to really hone in on transparency when it comes to our medical system, when it comes to fighting surprise bills, transparency overall, reducing costs, and overall just it being affordable. They said that they are going to help you be able to fix this, because this is a real problem that they are trying to now fix the solution, right? But the thing about it is, in the first place, when you really get down to the root cause, they're the ones who poisoned you, and now they're selling you a solution. It's not the fact that they need transparency. It's not the fact that they need to reduce costs. It's not the fact that they need to stop giving you surprise bills. It's the fact that they need to stop poisoning us. But instead of them stopping what they're doing when it comes to the products that they give us, the processed junk that they put in our food, all the stuff that they put in general in front of our face when it comes to the products and the foods that we use, instead of them stopping doing that, they're like, I know, let me fix and be transparent with the costs that I'm going to charge you to sell you the solution to the problem that I caused. That is literally like somebody saying, oh, I hit your car. Whoops, I don't have insurance, but I do have $100 in my pocket. Is $100 gonna cover the damage they just did to your car? No. Is it going to help you? No. But they caused it. This is the mindset that you have to get into in your brain. Thank you for liking up the live and thank you for the follows, guys. When you think about them giving you a solution to the problem that you're having and fixing it, because that's what they're doing. They're hitting your car and then saying, well, I don't have insurance, but I do have $100. This should cover it, right? And the damage was $1,000. Because that's what they're doing in front of your face. They're giving you a copay, a prescription, a follow-up, or a surgery. And every transaction makes them more dollars. And every transaction makes you sicker in another way, another shape. So you might go in 1 minute, you have high blood pressure, so now you're on high blood pressure medicine. You've been on it for 3 or 4 years. And now all of a sudden, now you have kidney problems. You didn't have kidney problems 3 or 4 years ago. And then they're going to turn around and say, oh, it's because of your eating habits. Just cut down on red meats. If you have a good doctor, they might even promote to you to eat vegan. But the difference between the doctors that actually know what they're talking about and want to help you heal versus the doctors who are just spitting their information and their knowledge, are they still in the healthcare system? Because let's be honest. If they actually understand how to help you heal, they won't be a part of the system that is poisoning you. Because they're all a part of the same agenda, because they go through the same programming in school. That's why it's literally called a school program. They go through programming during school, so they know the agenda to push towards you. And so when you sit here and you actually break down this fixing the problem that they cause, they're selling you the chemicals, they're selling you the endocrine disruptors, they're selling you the pharmaceuticals to treat the problem that they cause of the imbalances. And instead of them actually getting to the root cause of the issue of fixing it, they're sitting here saying, well, we poisoned you, here's a care package, and then we start trusting us more because we're being transparent with the prices. We're being very transparent to build back that trust, because there are so many people who are talking about how the system is wrong, how it's not working. And so now they're seeing the repercussions of people actually standing up and being like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. And so now they're trying to be transparent to make you feel trusting in them again, to make you feel comfortable so that you keep depending on them. Instead of you realizing, instead of you being disconnected and dependent on them, start depending on the body that the Most High gave you and understanding how the body heals itself naturally. Because as a woman, we are able to heal. You think that you can bring a whole entire life into this world through a portal and you can't help your body heal internally. Let me really paint a picture. Excuse me, let me get some water. Let me really paint a picture for you, because this is how I know y'all are docile. Like, this is really how I know how y'all are in the program of being docile. If anybody in here has broken a bone, you understand this. If you break a bone, if you break a toe, you break a finger, you break an arm, you break your back, you break your neck, right? Can that bone heal itself? If you break a bone in your body, does it heal? You can break your jaw, you can break your arm, you can break your leg, you can break a toe. How are you doing, me? Welcome in. Long time no see. You can do all of these different things and it can heal on its own if you leave it alone. So why do you not believe that your teeth can grow back enamel to heal themselves? Why do you not believe that you can heal yourself if you have diabetes? Why do you not believe that your gut can rebalance without you using some type of gut rebalancing supplement, or you thinking that you have high blood pressure, so now you need to go take a high blood pressure pill? If your bone can heal, and they're the same ones who are telling you that you cannot heal the enamel in your teeth, that your teeth cannot heal themselves, why do you also believe them when they tell you that your body can't heal, when there's literal evidence of the body healing itself, when you just watch somebody with a sprain, with a broken bone, with a cut, a scrape? We understand that because it's taught to us. It's programmed into us. It's surface level. Stop believing in just a surface level and actually start to digest what they're telling you, what your body is telling you, rather, because they're not telling you enough. When you actually believe in the Most High's design and you start to really look into make the dots connect and to make the connections between the fact that when you are very, very young, let's say you have a baby, for example, and you see that baby, and as it's growing, you see how it changes. You see how the bones go from, oh, I'm brittle, oh, internally, you're more gummy-like than you are now as a being an adult, right? When you were first a baby, babies are pretty durable. Not saying you go around and being durable with the baby, but the baby is pretty durable. As you grow, your body changes. As you grow, it heals in different ways. Things start to develop in different ways. So why do you think as you get older that your body is automatically going to turn on you and it's going to stop doing everything that's been doing from design since the beginning? Since the beginning, your body naturally, when you leave it alone, it does its own thing. Yes, you help it along, for instance, like shaping an infant's head. You help it along by, okay, now you start feeding that baby solids. Okay, now you start giving it purees instead of milk. This is the same thing that you need to do into your body internally. Little baby steps to change. Little small habits that you change. Start with the basics. Start adding in more fruit. Start adding in more vegetables, just like you do that little toddler, and start to work your way into the space of healing, because it's not going to happen overnight. You didn't see that baby go from gummy little itty bitty baby all the way up to a toddler in one day. It takes time. And that's the same thing that you have to do and wrap your brain around, instead of thinking that I need a quick fix solution because I have to go to work tomorrow, because that's not working. It's not working at all. thinking that, oh, I have high blood pressure. Well, guess what? I'm just gonna take this prescription for the rest of my life, and it's gonna help me manage my blood pressure, because it's not helping you heal your blood pressure. It's just helping you keep you alive until the next time that it takes you out, because that's just what you are leading yourself down the path of, eventually letting it take you out. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, because it's not helping you help your body build back up. When you have these symptoms, when you have these signs, this is your body talking to you and letting you know that you are breaking down internally. Your organs are working overtime and things are starting to not function properly, and that is breaking down. It's the same thing when you think about a factory. When I've never worked in a factory, but I know plenty of people who have. Think about a machine that is supposed to do something by design, and it's been overworked all day. They have it on fast track. It's not on its normal pace, but it's that they have it high speed. It's working faster than it ever has. Nobody has oiled the machine. Nobody has helped in maintenance the machine in months. Nobody's even cleaned the machine. Nobody has reset the machine. Nobody has unplugged the machine. And you've been doing it like this for years. Eventually the machine is going to stop working at full capacity. It might used to run on 150, but now after 3 years of running on 150, now it only works about 80%. And then after another 10 years, now it's only working about 40%. This is what you're doing to your body. The same thing is happening. That machine broke down and your body's doing the same. But the only difference between the machine and you is that you're a person. You only get one body. You only get one parts. You don't get multiple parts and tools in factories that can work on you and fix you and then put you back up to 150. So when you sit here and you do the same exact thing but expect a different result, just know that you are going down the same path of all these cursed beings that don't understand the power in their own body. You are not doomed. You're not cursed. You're not sentenced to a life of living this way. You're not over emotional. Your bloating is not normal. It's just because women are being diagnosed and not being supported. Women are figuring out what's wrong with their body, but they're not figuring out a solution. They're not getting to the root cause. You're understanding what hormonal imbalances is and what endocrine disruptors are, but you're not understanding how to get rid of them and to actually be able to enjoy your life in the way of wearing perfumes or making sure you're not stinky with your deodorants and things like that. Because you don't need to start sitting here restricting and hating everything and being uncomfortable, but rather understanding what you need for restoration. Knowing what alignment is, not just getting another diagnosis and running with it, but actually understanding how your brain fog, fatigue, bloating, cravings, all of these are signs from your body that something is out of whack. It's not just a character flaw. Your system is just overloaded. And so it's giving you symptoms to let you know I'm overloaded. And so when you reset these systems, it'll help you not only feel better, but also look better. But it starts internally first. You have to get to the root cause of the problem that you're having in order for you to actually start healing. You have to sync with your cycle to get back into balance. You have to get rid of those terrible toxic habits that you have when it comes to the foods that you eat and realize that rewiring your brain is going to take time, and your cravings is going to take time, but you are adamant about doing this, so you're going to be active in doing it and not docile and just be like, well, I'll try to eat a salad tomorrow, or I'm going to do keto or paleo, because these are just quick fix solutions that don't actually fix anything. They're just quick fix management symptoms, managing solutions, managing the problem. So instead of you sitting here getting overly emotional about the situation, because that's the last thing I want you to do is to be emotionally driven, but I want you to get yourself out of survival mode by understanding what is going on and making the connections. Stop feeling like you have to manage and start realizing that you have to start mastering balance. In order to reset as a woman, you have to sync with your cycle. There is no way for you to actually get transformation in your health without syncing with your cycle, because then you won't be eating for the phases of your cycle. So then you won't be supporting your system when it needs certain foods. And so you're going through a whole full plethora of identity crisis when you need transformation, because the crisis is coming from you being out of alignment. When you align with your body, you'll actually start to see those symptoms fix themselves on their own. But that starts with food. You don't need to sit here and take a supplement, have another surgery, take a prescription, go back and forth to the doctor and try new birth control and hormone whatevers. Support your system daily with alignment. Understand how to eat according to what your body needs so that you aren't sitting here putting yourself in fight or flight mode. Understand that toxins are built up inside of your body when you're dealing with bloating, when you're dealing with fatigue, when you're dealing with all of these random symptoms that you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm having cravings and I'm desperate for this and I have to have this food. Know that you are overloaded with toxins and you're feeding parasites. So it's time to detoxify. Not only you need to detoxify your gut, you need to detoxify your womb. And this is going to help you energetically get back into the space of balance as well. Because a lot of people are not realizing when you throw off your body, you are also throwing off your spirit. Internally, when your body is sitting here working overtime and thrown off, you are also throwing off your internal essence when it comes to your feminine. That's two different things that are being affected just by one issue, which is you're not eating correctly. That's not even including the hormone disruptors in your products. That's not even including the outside internal factors that you're not dealing with external stress. Because a lot of women emotionally eat. And you might not even realize it, because I didn't realize that I was an emotional eater either. I never thought I was an emotional eater because I was like, well, I don't sit here and binge eat and then cry and then binge eat some more, because usually when I get sad, I don't eat, right? But what I have noticed is there are lead and build-ups for me emotionally eating. I had recognized this when I went plant-based over 4.5 years ago. I also realized after I'm done with the depression, I'm done with the sad episode, I also start overcompensating and overeating, because then I'm trying to overcompensate to get rid of that feeling. And so as I started to recognize and realize that, I was like, I'm not dealing with stress properly. That's because I'm not releasing. So internally, you're holding on to that external stress and you're also eating your emotions, which causes more stress. This is an overload. This is causing your body to be more out of balance. And a lot of women do this. For me, recognizing my own flaw and getting rid of that, I'm starting to recognize it in a lot of women. And it's just, in general, just an eye-opener. It's just, in general, just something for you to realize that your bloating isn't just from food. And the issues that you're having isn't just because you're not resting. But it's rather because you're not getting to that balance that your hormones are looking for. Hi, Thriving. How are you doing? Welcome in. And we're also not realizing that these symptoms are signs to let you know that the prescriptions aren't working, the surgeries aren't working. And since these things aren't working, you're not getting to the root cause. So, in order for you, thank you for the heart me, in order for you to not only get a full body cleanse, not only for you to emotionally reset and to physically reset and to spiritually reset, you have to learn how to sync with your cycle. You have to learn how to effectively detox and cleanse, and not from a diet culture space. Because when you are doing diet culture and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm just going to take this supplement because I'm going to rebalance my gut with this supplement, and then I'm going to do keto or paleo for a couple of days or a week, this is going to work for me, right? Diet culture puts you in this mindset to think that you can take care of your body for 1 minute and then the next minute you don't have to take care of your body. It puts you in this mindset of thinking, if I just flush my body with water, I eat a little bit of fruits every now and then I sit here and do what keto and paleo and Weight Watchers approves, I should be fine. But they don't work, because your only thing that you are doing is making yourself lose weight and feeling good momentarily because you're lighter. Think about it. You're calorie counting and you're restricting. You don't do that on a normal basis. So let's say you eat 2,000 calories and now you're going down to 1,500, 1,300, whatever you can do, right? Now you're sitting here like, okay, boom, I'm losing weight, I'm feeling good. This is what you're mentally telling yourself, because consciously you're seeing a difference. Consciously you're feeling better. But subconsciously your body knows, well, they're going to go back to what they were doing before, so I'm just going to wait. So now you're still in fight or flight mode subconsciously. Consciously, you're feeling good. But subconscious, a lot of y'all are not realizing, because this is the spirit. Subconsciously, spiritually, your body already knows what you're going to do. So subconsciously, you're still in fight or flight mode and panic mode, but you're in less of a stressed out state. So then now your organs are finally getting a moment to breathe. Now your brain is finally getting a moment to breathe. Now your gut's finally getting a moment to breathe. And you're overweighing the fact that you never got to the root cause because you feel good right now. So then in a week or two, in a month or two, when you quit doing all of this and you go back to your old lifestyle and you still feel good for that first week, and so you're eating all your stuff, you're on vacation or whatever else you've been building up to, now it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks in, you're like, man, I don't feel good anymore. Oh, I'm not going to the bathroom regularly anymore. You're sitting here complaining because maybe you're cramping. And then now here comes the weight gain. Now you're gaining all the weight back that you lost, and you probably gained more. And I'm saying this because I can speak on this because I've done it. I did a diet in high school for 6 whole months. Was feeling great. I played 2 sports. I was working out twice a day. Like, feeling great. I was like, oh, I'm slimming down. This is amazing. I will never go back to the weight that I was at. All this stuff that I'm telling myself, right? Within, I think, a month of me being off the diet, I think within 2 weeks, I had gained the weight back. Within a month, I had gained all the weight back and a little bit more. Feeling terrible at that point. Feeling overloaded, hating everything. I'm mad because I did this for 6 months. It didn't even stick. It didn't work. That's what I'm telling myself. But the reason why it didn't work is because I never got to the root cause. The issue of the fact that the reason why I'm feeling so bad now is because I never changed my habits. I just momentarily took care of my body. And that's not how that works. And so as somebody who doesn't do diet culture anymore, but I understand the point of detoxing and cleansing according to my cycle as a woman, now I can say that I don't have to do diet culture because that whole fluctuation of habits doesn't happen anymore. I don't have to do a diet every 6 months and be like, oh my God, I gained weight and oh, it's winter time now. I'm going to have to do this. I don't do that. And you don't understand why? Because I sync with my cycle. There are phases of your cycle you're supposed to fast, and it's going to be perfectly fine for you to fast, and you're not going to have all these cravings and all these issues. There are times of your cycle you're going to need to eat more. There are times of your cycle where it's okay for you to detox and to cleanse with only fruits and vegetables because this is the most appropriate time for you to do it. But you have to know how to sync with your cycle. You have to understand how important the phases of your cycle are. When I wasn't syncing with my cycle when I first went plant-based, I wasn't seeing as many benefits as I am now. When I started to actually understand what it looks like to gain back balance, I realized that I hadn't been balanced for years. I realized for years, since I started my cycle, I was never taught how to actually sync with my cycle. I was taught how to eat. I was taught how to consume. I was taught how to be strong and to go to school tomorrow and go to work and to make it through it and push through it. I was taught how to take a prescription. I was taught how to go talk to my doctor. These are the things that you were taught. But you weren't taught how to get rid of your fatigue. You weren't taught why you're so foggy. You weren't taught the connection between your gut and your brain because science literally nicknames your gut your second brain. I wasn't taught what hormonal imbalances were. I was told I was estrogen dominant. I was told that I had estrogen dominance, and I knew that estrogen dominance leads you to having breast cancer. So in my brain, all I'm thinking about is, okay, well, if estrogen dominance gives you breast cancer, I don't want breast cancer. So how do I get rid of estrogen dominance? I know, take birth control. Took birth control for a year. Threw my off my hormones even more than what they already were. Thank you for the populace. I appreciate it. The only thing that actually worked and helped me is realizing that healing is my birthright. That I don't have to suffer and be a strong woman, that I don't have to hustle, that I don't have to sit here and manage my symptoms with all these things that they throw at us. But I restored my body. That is for males too. But I teach, and I teach from cycle syncing for women. I have had males inquire working with me, but majority of my audience is women because I'm a woman. I've been through healing from a woman perspective. The things that I say, they do apply to men, but I teach women. Because there are women are the foundation for a lot of things in life. There are too many women out here that don't understand how to sync with their cycle, nor are they teaching the next generation of women how to sync with their cycle. And that's what I'm here for. Because as someone who is plant-based and has been plant-based for years, we are taught as women that we are iron deficient. We are told we're estrogen dominant, we're progesterone dominant, we're iron deficient, we're anemic, right? But they're not telling us and teaching us the fact that the reason why we're having these is because we have hormonal disruptions. And these hormonal disruptions come from the products that we use, the foods that we consume. And the way for you to fix it is for you to eat plant-based meals. There is no meats, there is no dairy, there is no processed snacks that is going to help you reset your body the way that I have, in the space that I have, if you were still consuming those things. Because as you were sitting there consuming those things, you were adding in toxins and then you're trying to flush them. That's the same thing as you managing with a prescription. It's not possible. So when you are ready to actually restore that balance and you're actually ready to heal the body, I use food first. I used herbs after I learned how to use foods. Herbs are amazing. I have people come to me asking about herbs all the time. And I tell people, I use herbs, but I don't teach you how to use herbs unless you work with me in my program. There are plenty of people out here for you to learn how to use herbs. There are plenty of content creators who talk about herbs, but they don't talk about it from a healing space. They're talking about using this to help you do this, using this to help you do this, get more iron, get more whatever the heck they're starting to sell you, whatever, get this supplement, right? I'm teaching you from a space of full healing by learning and understanding that if you want to support the body in healing, herbs are not the first thing that you need to pick up. The first thing you need to do is look at what's on your plate. The first thing you need to do is go in your fridge. If you can't look at that and say this has titanium dioxide, citric acid, whatever else, and name exactly what it is and what it does to the body, that's what you need to start with first. Because there are too many people out here that think that a herb is going to be their solution. And the herbs help. They're amazing. They're great. I use them when I need them. But as somebody who's food to heal first, I don't need them. I bought, and I can say this as an error of me going plant-based in the beginning, I bought so many herbs. I still have them to this day. Like I can say I probably bought herbs about 2 years ago. I want to say I really got heavy into like buying a bunch of herbs. I bought a bunch of herbs thinking like, I need this. I'm going to need this. I want to help because I got off of prescriptions. I think I bought these herbs. I started buying herbs I got off prescriptions within like 6 months to a year of me being plant-based. So I want to say I probably started taking herbs about around the year mark of me being plant-based. It's been 4.5 years now. I was sitting there thinking like, I'm going to need this because I'm stopped taking prescriptions. I don't want to suffer. Like I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. I'm going to try this. And I can tell you the majority of the stuff, I started handing stuff to my best friend actually, because a lot of the things that I had grabbed did not work with my body. A lot of the things that I had grabbed that were promoted as estrogen dominant fixing things or iron deficiency fixing herbs, a lot of them made me as a heavy cycle bleeder, being transparent as a woman, as a heavy cycle bleeder, it made it worse. And so instead of me realizing, for instance, like red raspberry tea, I cannot drink that. As good as it is, as many benefits as I was seeing from drinking it, I cannot drink it. It makes my menstrual flow worse. And I don't need worse. I need less. And so as I came to realize that it's a great birth control. It's great for when women are having issues with getting their cycle started, or when you just need an overall balance when it comes to your blood in general to make sure you're flushing completely, because there are women who have irregular cycles who are having issues with spotting throughout the month. That's something for you to be able to help to get yourself flushed out. These are things that I teach in my program, and I'm happy to teach, but they don't help me. That helps a lot of women. And so that's the whole thing that people fear of taking herbs, and they think it's going to be so bad and you're going to have all these repercussions. These are the repercussions that you go through. These are the repercussions that I've been through. And trial and error was me, okay? Nobody in my family went plant-based. Nobody in my life was plant-based. I did this on my own, trial and error of learning. And so that's why in my program, I'm so heavily promoting and telling you, I'm teaching from a space of learning how to heal without the stumbling blocks, because I had lots of them. You can learn from, and there is no problem. We accept the males over here, okay? The males that actually want to listen, and not the males that want to tell me how to be as a woman in a woman's body to help other women. Because I've had males come in here and they're like, this is truth. They share it with other women. And then I've had men come in here and start talking about the fact that they want this and they're a man, and they have this and they're a man. We're not here for that, okay? So when you are ready to actually start getting down to the root cause of the issues that you're having, you won't be sitting here just looking for another supplement or a tincture, or you won't be sitting here looking for another surgery, because they're all out there. They're in plethoras. You can get that. You can go down the street and walk past a Pilates class. That's just like you saying like there's no good gyms around you, but then you look outside and there's 30 gyms. There are plenty. The matter is, what is the quality? Because quantity is there. There are a quantity of people who are talking about being plant-based. There are a quantity of people on here that are talking about herbal supplements. There are a quantity of people that promote themselves as healthy gurus that work out and all this different stuff. Where's the quality? Where's the change? Because I'm not sitting here making viral videos so that I can get my next paycheck. You see my content is not centered around viral videos. My content is centered around actual informational, factual informational content that helps you, because I'm not here to be some kind of promotional guru. I am here to be somebody who promotes knowledge and change. Guru is not my title. I had somebody try to come in here and act like they were going to slander me by calling me a guru and saying that I'm just one of those social media gurus. Thank you for liking up the live. And I laughed and I said, well, I'm not a guru. You can label me or whatever that makes you feel comfortable. But that's the same thing as somebody coming in here and they tell me that I'm vegan and I tell them I'm not vegan. Like, you think I'm going to sit here and cry because you label me something that I'm not? I'm not. I'm not going to even bat an eyelash. I was like, honey, I'm plant-based. I'm not even vegan. So please get it correct. Because vegans, like I told y'all, your doctor is going to promote to you to go vegan if they're a good doctor, right? And so when you're sitting here and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to go vegan. And then you're eating Beyond Meat. You're eating Impossible Meat. You're eating all this junk. You do realize that that mess is not going to help you because it's overloaded with toxic ingredients. And the toxic ingredients not only are going to keep you in an inflammation state, but they're also going to throw off your gut. And like we just talked about, your gut and your brain are directly connected. So if you have an overloaded inflammation, which causes disease, and then your gut is thrown off, that means it's going to throw your brain off. Your brain's going to cause anxiety. Your brain's going to have panic attacks. You're going to have depression. You're going to be sitting here dealing with brain fog, fatigue. I was going to say fertility. fatigue. And then you're sitting here confused, wondering why all this happened and how. You went vegan, but it didn't work. Because I love when people say that. Well, I went vegan, but it didn't work. You didn't eat what you're supposed to be eating. Because when you eat plant-based, you eat from the earth, you heal. Because the earth flushes. The earth resets itself. You think the earth can't reset your body? The earth goes through cycles, seasons. You are Mother Nature, Mother Earth. You don't think that your cycles and seasons have a purpose and a reason? That you should be syncing with the cycles and the seasons? So like I said, I can't say much on TikTok because I have been shadow banned many, many times. I'm just now getting out of my shadow ban, actually. Thank you guys for the shares and the likes. I really appreciate it. Thriving. Thank you. I see your comments. I answered them at the end if it was a question. I didn't see it completely. I think it was a question. I'm almost done. I will take your questions. You can start dropping questions. I'll answer them in a second. I just want to get on my train of thought. They have shadow banned me multiple times, many times. I'm not trying to get my account taken. So there's only so much that I can say on here. That's the reason why there is a point where I share, and then there's a point where now you have to work with me to get any more access. Because not only do I put in time, effort, and give you solution, but this is literally the key. It's a key. I asked the Most High for the key. He gave me the key. I didn't ask for something for me to sell. I asked for something to heal. I wasn't like, oh my goodness, I just really want to sell all this stuff on TikTok. I never thought I would be on TikTok. I actually worked with a lady who had nothing to do with this at all and ended up getting to the space where she was like, you have something that is marketable and why are you not selling it? Because I went for energetics. I went for feminine healing. I went to work with her for something completely different. And ended up getting the best recommendation of my life to start working with her and getting her digital nomad program and learning how to actually market myself and understanding how important it is for the healing that I do in the space that I do. Because scripturally, it literally talks about your giving gifts. And if you don't know your giving gifts, then you have not researched that scripture, and you really need to research the scripture that talks about the giving gifts. Because when you learn your giving gifts, you understand your purpose in life. And I understood my purpose very quickly because I was in the space of being an educator. I was not in the space that I wanted to be in as an educator because I never wanted to work for somebody else to educate children. I always wanted to work with kids, but I never wanted to be in the space of education in the educational system. As I got away from that and I realized that like, this is not the space for me. I'm making good money, but this is not the space for me. And I was like, well, what do I do? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I can't just sit here and go back to retail like I was doing before I graduated, right? I realized very quickly, I am in the space that I'm supposed to be in. Education is the space. Education is correct. It's the key. The knowledge is the key. But the space that I was in when it comes to what kind of education I was teaching was wrong. Because when it came to food, when it came to healing, when it came to all the children that I worked with autism, I'm helping them out more than actually, and I'm researching on the side. I'm helping people I work with. I'm doing all this research on the side for people who could care less, but they're thanking me. They're doing all this different stuff, and they're actually not using any of it. And then it clicked and it dawned on me. Doctors get paid to do this. You go to pharmaceutical companies, you get all this different stuff. I don't want you to be a returning customer. I would love for you to take a product and to be able to use it for the rest of your life and never have to work with me again, whether it's being in a program, whether it's buying an ebook, because I feel and know the products that I have, the services that I give, even just booking a one-on-one with me, it gives you so much knowledge that it allows you to have the foundation that skyrockets any type of quick, fast solution guru. So that's why I said I'm not a guru, because I'm not here to give you this quick, fast 30-second video, 1-minute video that is going to change your life. I'm here to help the ones that are looking for a solution that can't find it in pharmaceutical companies, that know that they are being thrown off, that know they're being tricked in this program, that know they're not being taken care of. So, before I hop off, if you have not joined my Balanced Body program, we are starting on the 1st. You can get a Klarna Affirmer Afterpay. That Balanced Body program is going to help you with all these issues that we have going on currently that we have been listing through this live. But this is the structure that we will be going through in that program. It's a 6-week program. During that 6-week program, I teach you how to make your own plant-based meals. I teach you how to not only audit your pantry and your refrigerator and get rid of the stuff, but to find replacements. I also teach you how to sync with your cycle in those first couple of weeks, so that by the end of the 6 weeks, we are seeing the full flourishing of, do you understand how to sync with your cycle so you can sustain? Because by the 6th week, it's sustainable habits. That's what we do. And then the second round, I think that would be like the 3rd, 4th week, we're going to be making our own non-toxic products. We're going to be making our own natural medicines. And by the 4th and 5th week, we'll combine those weeks basically. But by the 4th and the 5th week, that's the sign. That's the not only check-in, the catch-up, understanding. And then by the end of that, after we've had our workshops, we've had our one-on-ones, you will have your sustaining week. That sustaining week is to make sure that you have everything that you need for you to live a plant-based lifestyle just like I do, and for the rest of your time. Because a lot of people come to me and they say that they went plant-based and it didn't work, but I'm telling you, it's because you didn't have the strategy to sustain it. The statistics are there. They even talk about after you hit that 6 to 8 month mark, people talk about in a plant-based lifestyle, once they hit that 6 8 month mark, it's not that bad. It's not that terrible. The difference is that when they hit that 1 year mark, they're no longer feeling inspired. They no longer have any type of inspiration when it comes to meals. They're sitting here feeling stuck because now they're not seeing all the things that they were seeing, the changes in the beginning. They're not seeing any more changes. They're stuck in their healing. And so then they're sitting back and thinking that this didn't work. It's a gimmick. And they're thinking of diet culture, and they go back to their old lifestyle, because if it's not going to work, why not eat what I want, right? But the difference is the strategy. I give a broken down strategy, and that's why we're starting on the 1st, because by June 1st, we'll go through that. And by the time you'll hit in the mid of summer, you'll hit the beginning of summer, but by the time we're midsummer, you're going to be right. You're not going to be sitting out here burning up hormones all through the roof, sitting here hating everything, stuck inside during the summertime, but you're going to be outside. You ain't got to be in the streets, but you're going to be outside if you want to be, okay? So, what questions do you guys have for me? If you have any questions about that program, it is linked in my bio. It has way more information. And then if you look at that information, you're like, okay, I want to know a little bit more. You can DM me about the program. And if you are not finding the link and you were looking for the link and you say balanced or balanced body, I will send you the link directly. Let me see what questions you guys have. I'm going to go back up to Thriving's question, if I can find it. I do not have a Discord. I thought about making one. I did make one a while. Actually, I'm not going to say I thought about it. I did make one a while ago. That's just a lot of maintenance for something. Like, my motto for my business in general is, if it don't seem like it's really working, I'm gonna let it go. It wasn't working. Like, that's just as simple as it was. I did a women's group, and it just really was just a bunch of women who didn't really want to do the work, but they want the information. And I'm not one of those. I'm not the one that you're going to get a whole bunch of information from if I don't see that you're ready to do the work. That's just simple as that. If you want information, I give you plenty on my lives, plenty with my content. You have all the endless information. The things that I provide outside of content on TikTok, I want you to actually put into motion. I want you to actually change. I want you to understand what you're doing and how to do it, and gain the knowledge and use it. Not just gain the knowledge and sit on it, because we love to be knowledgeable beings. They literally teach us how to take information and to hold on to it. That's what school is. They teach us that The goal is for you to learn it and to memorize it, but not to actually apply it and to use it. And so I'm not here just to give you a bunch of information for you to hold on to and harbor, but rather to put it into play. If you make sense. If that makes sense. I don't know what the acronym PMDD is. I do not. No, I do not. You're gonna have to tell me what that acronym is. I get acronyms for all of these things. There's so many acronyms out there. Let's just be honest. Is that premenopause? I don't know. I have a lot of premenopausal women. There's so many. So I was like, I don't know exactly what that is, because I could throw out a whole bunch of different things that I could think of. Like it could be something with the pancreas. So I have no clue off the top of my head what PMDD is. And I can't really say, but I can say the majority of problems that we have is an overload of inflammation and imbalanced hormones as women. So I don't know if it has something to do with cycle or... I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes. I'm trying to fast today, so I'm going to say that I'm not going to eat. I'm trying to fast today because yesterday I ate like a pretty good, decent meal before I went to bed. So I said today is going to be a fasting day, and I'm going to try to break it with fruits. But I just been in this space where I'm just like, I just want to eat food and I need to quit. But I've been in the space where I'm just like, food. Okay, well, Kiki, I'm not saying you me eating a lot of fruits. I went to see what happened was I was supposed to be going out of town. So I didn't buy all of my normal amounts of fruits. I bought less. And so now, and I didn't even buy like everything that I wanted. I only bought I brought blueberries, some oranges, which I was supposed to be making orange chicken with it, but I didn't. So I'm probably just going to eat the oranges. And one more thing. I didn't even buy grapes. That's when I got home and realized I didn't buy grapes. I was just sitting there like, bro, I didn't even buy grapes. Like, I was supposed to be going out of town. Yeah, I love blueberries, but I want I'm summertime now. Blueberries are my wintertime fruits. Like, I'm tired of eating blueberries because blueberries is really the only thing that I eat. Like, during the winter, berries. That's all I'm eating is like berries. Summertime, I want watermelon. Summertime, I want cherries. I want mangoes, which I haven't been really feeling mangoes lately. So it's like, I want my summer fruits now. Like, I'm tired of eating winter fruits, and I've gotten to that point where I'm tired of eating the winter fruits. So it's making me mad that I only grab winter fruits, basically. Because I think I grabbed strawberries, too. Like, I'm tired of eating winter fruits. I want my summer fruits. I want my watermelon, and I need seeded watermelon. So Sprouts is the only place that has seeded watermelon, and they did not have seeded watermelon when I went. So I was kind of sad. So I had to deal with that. It was very sad. But I was sitting there thinking like, oh, I'll be out of town. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Whatever. I don't need all that. Because I was supposed to be flying. So I was like, I'll get fruit when I go down there. Not even happening. So. Strawberries. I don't care what season it is. And see, I have to crave strawberries because if I'm not craving them, but I want strawberries, I'm going to put them with like chocolate. Now, if I'm craving strawberries and I really want strawberries, or if I really want strawberries and chocolate, I'm usually like strawberries and a date kind of situation. I'll put those together. But then dates are so sticky. I love them, but they're so sticky. So I can't really do anything else while I'm eating dates. And, usually I'm like snacking while I'm on my streams and stuff. So. But I'm not seeing any more questions. Kiki, I'm not seeing your question. I'm not seeing the clarification. I don't know if it censored you or not, but I didn't get a notification that anything was censored. So I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day. Happy Wednesday. This will be posted on my YouTube afterwards. If you have not subbed, I post all of my past lives from YouTube. So if you missed any part of this or you want to catch it again, this will be posted tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, because I think I'm no longer have a backlog. I think I'm caught up. If it's not going to be posted tomorrow, it'll be posted next Tuesday. I post every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Thursday. I need to look this up and see. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go check this out and make sure I have something scheduled for tomorrow or not. And if not, I'm going to post this one. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Get on my email list. If you're not on my email list, you'll know every single Wednesday I send out a Wellness Wednesday. I sent one out today. And it's just informational little tidbits, all the freebie stuff, knowing more, getting deeper into things. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace, y'all.